Can come.
Emerson, can you hear us?
I'm sorry, you say, can I hear you?
Yeah.
Yes, I can now.
Okay. Do you guys want to test out yours?
Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yep.
Okay.
That might be the best we
Maybe
can
I'll
do.
do
I don't know.
it. Yeah, at least we can hear,
Doesn't
and
have-
I can get my participants.
Oh, I guess you.
Now, it labeled this session as a practice session.
Uh,
Oh,
Do I need that? Do I need to hang up and come back in?
Should be a full session.
Okay, that's what popped up on my screen. This is a practice session.
See that?
Oh, I thought we could make it.
It's recording. So,
Is anybody else logged in? If anybody else is, then it's reading.
I have attendees, so we're live. All right, I think we're gonna go ahead and start as we are.
All right. Work session.
Okay, I do not see any other faces.
Right,
That's,
our dais is not, the camera's not on it. So right now, this is the best we have. So it's audio only, pretty much. We can see you.
oh, that's fine.
Does it need to be turned on over there or something? Like there's no
It was
lights
supposed
or
to be
anything.
I think it just
Seems like there should be a light.
Is there usually a light on it?
Yeah, yeah.
Wonder if it's sleep mode or something, it just goes to sleep.
Let's just go.
Okay. Lots of projects tonight, so, first one is 258 Oakwood. For the board members.
I have no comments. No comments.
No comment.
All right. Next one we have is 24 Elm Place.
Oh, wait just one moment.
We need to. Are we voting on last week's?
No, this is a work session.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're in the work, yeah. Right, you're
Yeah.
trying to get the Zoom world going. Okay, 24 Elm Place, comments from board members.
I did have a question on this one. On the west elevation on the first floor, there's existing windows into the stair landing. And those show up in the photographs, but they're not on the plans or elevations. And I wanted to verify that those windows are just remaining with no work. And then also I had a few suggestions on this one, like adding a window or windows to the master bath on the west elevation, because that is a large expanse of uninterrupted siding. And then also just as a suggestion to enclose under the new back stair with a lattice that's similar to the front porch or some other compatible material.
Yeah, I had a similar comment about the window possibility in the master bath, and then another suggestion to possibly add a small roof overhang over that rear door just to help protect the door and give some coverage. And then had a question about the exposed foundation. It looks like the existing has a nice texture to it, and I wasn't sure if hoping that the new addition will match the existing.
I had the same. thing.
Yeah.
That, yeah, so that
Mhm.
same,
All right,
add to the west and cover of the door,
yep,
foundation, so.
okay. The next one was withdrawn, so that moves us on to 75 West Lockwood. which was a window replacement.
I have no comments.
No comments.
Oh,
Nope.
this one's a
Number 4,
75.
yeah, the one before that was withdrawn.
I have no comments on.
Okay. Moving on to 135 South Elm, there is the rear addition, which was a resubmittal. And then there's also, so the first one was not built according to plans. And that's the house addition. And then I think tied in with this one is number 6, which is a shed, also not built to plans. So starting with the house, any comments on that?
I honestly wasn't clear on what is changing. I think this would be a good conversation to have, or unless you guys were clear on what had been revised.
It looks like it was, the only part that's clouded is that rear door into the basement. So presumably that's it. And, you know, I'm certainly okay with that. I don't have any comments on that portion.
Yeah, that's what I understood too, that the grade was actually different than they expected.
Yeah.
So they changed that.
Yeah,
So I don't have any idea what it looked like before,
Right.
but this looks okay to me. If
Mhm.
that's the only change, that
Yeah.
back door.
I think that would be good clarification. That roof, the shed roof looks like it's really tight up against the door. It seems like it wants to breathe a little bit more, like maybe the shed roof gets a little bit longer.
Wider.
Slightly wider.
Yeah.
yeah. That
With the
would help.
brackets off
Yeah.
the trim, yeah. It's probably a good idea.
Okay. And then, same address. This one's on the shed. Well, I guess it's the detached garage.
Yeah, different garage.
Garage.
I think on this one, there were, maybe the door got removed from the original.
And the roof material was changed to standing seam metal.
Yep. Okay.
And I'm okay with the roof material change because it matches what's going to be on the house addition, or appears to.
Mhm.
Yeah, as long as it matches what's on the house,
Yeah.
right? That's what I was thinking too. If it's the same as like the accent roofing almost on the house.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I didn't quite understand the door situation.
Yeah,
There's a door somewhere,
It's
but
just gone,
the man door was not installed.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, moving on, 130 West Swan. Which is, in the sun. That was the second. Changes made for a second time to approved plan. Rear and side addition, detached garage.
I think in the last email Laura sent you guys, she kind of sent some clarifications as for
Yeah.
these resubmittals,
Yeah.
what to look for.
Yeah, she did, in the garage, she just said that they're apparently working with the contractor and the homeowner about the locations of the windows, which I presumably were altered a bit from what was approved. And then that they could come back to the ARB regarding the roof material. That's my understanding. Is that-
So this one is the grade change.
oh, this is the grade change.
Yeah, just look
Oh,
at the
okay.
notes. Changes are mainly to the side stairs of the house next to the detached garage.
Next to the detail.
I think the location of the garage was also altered somewhat. Yeah, I'm okay with that as it's submitted.
I didn't see any issues personally.
I don't have any comments.
Yeah.
All right. Those are the public hearing ones. Next one to discuss is 225 Baker, second story, front porch. We've seen this one before, right? I think,
It was, I believe it was preliminary when we saw it the first time, if I'm
Yeah.
recalling correctly.
like my comment was, I didn't see a rear elevation.
Yep.
Um,
I had that.
Yeah, that's, that was an item that was discussed. Was that we would need to see a rear elevation that was discussed in the preliminary.
Yeah,
The civil site plan shows the entry, like the main walk up to the house centered. But the front elevation shows that door shifted over to the side.
Yes, and also to, the front door on the existing is not depicted
Um,
Nice to have some more of an idea of what the trim looks like, if there's going to be window trim there, and what the width of the siding is. And I'd also be curious too, whether those doors are flush doors or whether other styles will be selected.
Right, yeah, I wondered about the style of the doors, and if the garage door was, I guess, so that brings up then, is the, let's show that. Yeah, is the garage door gonna look like that, or is that just a, you know, what are all those things gonna look like, since they don't have the man door look like anything? But maybe they are gonna look like that, I don't know. But definitely they need some trim around the windows and where they're gonna put vinyl siding, and it should be more than the typical 1-inch vinyl siding trim. That's something I think we need to, I guess, I think we've all said that, they need to have trim around the windows, and I've seen ones where they have vinyl siding and they put that 1-inch trim. and
Channel, yeah.
That's not really, I guess, what I was thinking.
Well, you're thinking trim, yeah.
Yeah, it has a little, at least 2.5 inches maybe, I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, just to clarify what's intended, because it's not drawn, and just,
Yeah,
I do think trim would make it look a lot nicer.
yeah, a little more finished.
Yeah,
There has to be something, so.
yeah, and
Okay.
just another minor point, I was wondering how that addition is vented. Maybe we would need a gable vent on the rear elevation, and just, you know, to
Right.
plan on that in case it really is going to be there, just to clarify what is or isn't going to be there.
Right.
And also too, the new and existing skylights are not depicted on the elevations.
Okay. Well, that does it for the work session. Welcome. We'll
But I
lose
think
Will.
He's minding the door,
The locked door.
big doors that
Yes.
won't allow us to toggle them open.
Yeah.
I believe. See that?
Is there gonna be a time when we go back to sitting down on the floor, like the old days?
Probably, I don't know. We haven't really
To-
discussed it.
To Tracy's point, it's a little more, you know,
Intimidating to be.
that's a little more like, you know, collaborative.
It's more what we're used to. That's more our speed, that of an architect. We're
Yeah.
not really gonna,
I wonder if I kind of think they're gonna maybe stay
Yeah,
recording
distance.
things.
Probably.
And if they're gonna do that, this is the only way to do it.
That's right, because they're staying with the hybrid Zoom.
I think
I think
so.
we discussed
Oh, yeah.
that briefly
Okay.
before, that if
We
it's
could go
going to be
in a-
recorded, we need to be up here.
I think so.
Nice and chair.
Right, the chairs are,
chair is nice.
the chairs are more comfortable and it does have a gavel. So,
Oh, yeah, you could, I don't know why you'd do that, but you could.
yeah,
People get rowdy.
right, let's hope not.
I would hope not too. It's generally a very boring thing.
Right.
for Most people.
So let's check everybody's mics again.
Okay, check. Whoa, hey. hot
You're
mic.
on.
Test.
Hello, am I good? Okay.
Test.
Okay, let's do yours again. Tracy.
Testing.
Okay,
There we go.
so hear it over.
Just need to
I
get closer.
had a chat. A guy came on, he said he lost
okay.
audio,
Oh,
and I clicked it on and off, and it came back.
Oh, good.
And
did we have meeting minutes from?
Yep.
Last time?
yeah, you'll have meeting minutes from the
Ooh.
October 7th meeting.
Yeah, okay. October 7th and the 21st, right? No,
No,
today is,
Voting on 21st.
because we got to vote on the 21st.
Yeah, we didn't have a meeting on the 21st because it was only the two projects. We got to officially vote. So we have to vote on those.
oh, that's right. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. That's why I'm asking. I knew something was different.
Got to vote to have minutes.
So, okay, so we got meeting minutes and then we also have to start with the October 21st, or we can do those after the public hearing. I don't care. What do you think?
I think we probably ought to do them and get them over with.
Do them at the start?
Their old business.
Yeah. Okay,
Lots of stuff. I think we're close enough.
okay, great. Welcome, everyone, to the Architectural Review Board meeting, Webster Groves. We have Kelly Campbell and Will Penny on the right with the city online. I think Emerson Smith, city council member. Carol Dunkey, Tracy Collins, Angela Thompson, and I'm Bob Buckman. We're volunteer architects that sit on the board. We have a few items of business to take care of from the last meeting, and then we'll do some pre-approvals. First item is review of October 7th meeting minutes, which I believe 3 of us are here for, so we can go ahead and make a motion on that.
I'll make a motion to approve the October 7 meeting minutes as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed. October 7th meeting minutes approved. We also had an ARB meeting on October 21st, but those were, the 2 products were pre-approved. So we didn't have the meeting online or in person, so I'll ask for those motions next. The first one would be 313 Newport. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve 313 Newport with the understanding that the exposed concrete foundation will be painted and the windows on the addition will have trim to match the existing windows.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye, opposed. 313 Newport is approved. 648 Fairview, do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve 648 Fairview with the understanding that the casement windows will have a horizontal member to match the double hung windows.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye, opposed. 648 Fairview is approved. Next item, we have a number of pre-approvals from tonight's meeting. So as I list each one, if board members making a motion could refer to the agenda. First one is 832 Providence. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve 832 Providence with the understanding that the trim around the windows, doors, and garage will match the existing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. And then Tracy abstains
Mhm.
because it's your project. 832 Providence is approved. Next, we have 804 Brookdale. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve 804 Brookdale as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? 804 Brookdale is approved. Next, we have 30 Algonquin. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve 30 Algonquin as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? 30 Algonquin is approved. 310 East Glendale. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve 310 East Glendale with the understanding that the window in the rear dormer will have a horizontal member to match the other double hung windows on the house, and that the left elevation basement windows will have centered buttons in each.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? 310 East Glendale is approved. And last on the pre-approval is 1526 Belton. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve 1526 Belton per the updated elevations received yesterday, November 3rd.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? All right, 1526 Belton is approved. Okay, so next on the list, we have a number of projects which are public hearing projects. If anyone seated with us is representative of those projects, when we list your project, we'd ask you to come forward to the microphone in the front. If there's anyone online, to raise your online hand, and Kelly will put you in the meeting virtually. And then on all of those public hearing projects, we will give an opportunity if anyone is here that wants to speak on behalf of the project that's not necessarily associated with it. First one is 258 Oakwood. Is there anyone here in the chamber related to that project? If you could please come forward. And at the microphone, I guess. And you're the homeowner?
Am the homeowner.
Welcome. I don't think we had any comments. But it's a formal process, so any board members?
I'm fine with it. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so
fine.
I think we were all fine with it. I think I had a question just as I was curious as to why you were infilling it, but it didn't matter.
We're relocating the oven and hood to that location, so we need the infill so that we can
Okay,
provide structural support for the hood.
okay, great. Thank you. Is there anyone else in the room that wants to speak on that project? 258 Oakwood? Anyone online? Hearing none, do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve 258 Oakwood as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, so you're approved and free to go. You bet, you're welcome. Next, we have 24 Elm Place. Is there anyone here in the room? If one of you or all of you could come up, doesn't matter. Homeowners,
Contractor.
welcome.
Thank you.
Sorry. Yeah, I don't know if
To
you heard
clarify
that.
the window question, those are just not drawn on there, but they are staying, the windows in the landing. There's no modification or change to those windows.
Okay.
I was curious about the existing foundation or matching the new with the exposed foundation. Looks like the existing has a texture on it.
Yeah,
Hope is
so
that-
our plan was just to paint and we hadn't planned on adding that texture. But we were planning on painting the foundation so that the whole thing matched from a color perspective.
Okay. Okay. I think it's just, if it's the same color, that will hopefully help tie it in. A couple of us actually a few of us had a comments about the master bathroom, wondering if you could add a window above the master toilet, to
Yeah,
help break up
yes.
that, yeah, okay.
We all agree with you on that.
Yeah.
front. It actually would be a great addition, not only from the exterior perspective, but the interior.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So,
great.
Yeah, that'd be.
now to clarify, that would be over the toilet on
Yeah.
the west elevation.
seems like that's where it would want to go.
Mhm.
And then I just had a suggestion, to maybe add a small roof overhang over that rear door, just to help protect the door from weather and then give you some coverage if you're outside and caught in the rain.
Yeah.
Just a suggestion, so.
Yeah. And I think, yeah, I mean, I would add to that, because when I looked at the house, I thought, it's a really nice house. It's got a lot of nice features and it's got that little roof over the back now. And it would just, I think it would enhance the look of the home.
It's
But-
also nice when it's raining.
Functional, yeah.
It protects your door, but
Mhm.
Right. It's something, you may not think about in the first 5 or 10 years, but when you go to down the road and start to have to maintain stuff, you'll be thankful if you added something like that.
The door doesn't shut anymore.
Right. You gotta replace the trim.
Yeah.
A long list of things. But yeah, for me, I thought, I just wanted to add to Tracy's comment on that. So I think if, it's not a necessarily, must thing, but it's something for me that I think would be something, if you guys wanted to add it, would be, good. Were there any other comments?
I just had a suggestion is if you wanted to close the area underneath the stairs, similar to the way the front porch is enclosed. It's got, some nice lattice work on it. Or use some other material that would be compatible with the house design. So, I didn't know if you guys would be amenable to that.
I don't think we're opposed to it now.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually think that'd be a nice feature too. Just a small detail, but certainly adds character and brings that from front to back. So I
Yeah.
definitely think that's something we can get added into the design.
Great. I agree too. It just kind of helps tie everything together. And what was your feeling about the door over or the roof over the rear door? Where you get,
So I think where we stand now, and I spoke with them about this prior to the meeting, they said they're definitely considering it, but moving, if it's not a requirement, I don't think at this time they were wanting to add it.
okay.
So,
This is just a suggestion for everybody. Perhaps we could make the motion with the option for you guys to add that if you wanted to. That way, if you decided to, it wouldn't be a change.
should we submit it with the option, resubmit with the option?
No.
Showing it on there so that way it's kind of a vague overhang over I'm sure you want to see what that would look like, of course.
Could be just,
a shed, it's a shed.
say a bracketed shed roof.
Bracketed shed roof.
Yeah, and at that point, the city reviews it, and if they have any questions about it, they just send it back to us to ask us if we're okay with it. So most of the time, it's just fine.
Did you have it in the motion as a
Mhm.
possibility?
Yeah,
Probably wouldn't have to come back.
yeah. So
Yeah,
we'll-
you wouldn't have to come back. I'm just,
Yeah.
I was just clarifying that for the homeowners and the contractor. Yeah, and just to add to the finish on the foundation, it's not really, it's something, you guys can look at it, but sometimes I think you could add something to the paint just to kind of give it some texture. It's not a really costly thing to do. I've done it on my own house, so.
Did you add sand? I mean, like
Yeah.
silica or something?
Right.
Yeah, and then it's sanded.
It just gives it a
It
little bit
looks
of,
sanded.
it's not a, expensive thing, but if you're gonna paint it anyway, it might help them match up. Just a thought. All right, well, I think we've covered our items. It sounds like you guys are good with the lattice under and the window in the bathroom, and then we'll put the rear entry roof as an option. So that's great. Is there anyone else in the room that wants to make a comment on 24 Elm Place? And hearing none, if I can have a motion.
Do we
Oh,
Is there-
online, yes, sorry. Is there anyone online?
raise your hand if?
Please raise your hand.
None.
Okay. With that, do I have a motion?
I'd like to make a motion to approve 24 Elm Place with the following clarifications. The existing window at the stair landing will be staying. The exposed foundation on the new addition will be painted to match the existing. We will be adding a window above the master toilet. Adding lattice underneath the deck area and stair. And then there is an option in this motion to include a small shed roof with brackets to help protect the rear door.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
aye.
Aye, opposed? Okay, you guys are approved.
Thank you.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Okay, next on the list, 75 West Lockwood. Is there anyone here for that project? Please come up.
Hello, I'm Maury Cole. Nice to see you all.
Good evening, Maury. So this, I think we had a question on this one. Or did we?
I don't have any comments on
That
this
was
one.
a half hour ago. Oh, yeah, no, this is the one we didn't have any comments on. But it looks like you guys are gonna bring some daylight in, which is nice.
It turns out people like that.
Yeah, yeah, agreed. Okay. Is there anyone else in the room that wants to talk on that project on what, 75 West Lockwood? Or anyone online, please raise your hand. Is that, no one? Okay. Hearing no one, then I'll ask for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve 75 West Lockwood as submitted.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Okay, you're approved.
Thank you all.
You bet. Have a nice evening. Next, we have 135 South Elm. Anyone here to speak on that project? Homeowner or contractor, architect?
I'm Brian Cook, I'm a contractor.
Hey, Brian.
This is Christine, Christie, she's the owner.
Hi, Christy.
And I think there's a couple of different things we're addressing, two different aspects of this address.
Right. First one's the house.
Mhm.
And I think the clarification for the board was just to make sure what was different. And it seemed like the area on the rear.
Yeah, it wasn't much. We're just going from a single door to a double door.
Okay.
She wanted to be able to access more of that basement. So instead of
Yeah.
having a single swing, it's just a double.
Okay,
So she can walk straight out.
yeah,
And just, I think there's an eyebrow that he drew over that door that's just gonna have to get a little bit bigger. So that one's pretty basic.
yeah. And that was the only change on the house.
That's the only change on the house, on the addition.
Are there any questions on the
No,
addition?
sounds good. So you're gonna make it wider, which was my only comment, so.
Yeah, it's
sounds
just
good.
bigger and it's a basement door
Yeah,
facing the rear. So,
Okay, so we'll take care of this one first, then we'll talk about the garage next. Is there anyone in the room that wants to speak on 135 South Elm rear addition? Or anyone online, please raise your hand. Okay, hearing none, do I have a motion?
make a motion to approve 135 South Elm home addition revision, which includes a clarification to the shed roof to become longer to span over the double door and not be so cramped at the trim.
That handles.
Long-winded motion. Still figuring it out for a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed. Okay, so 135 South Elm rear addition changes are approved. Next, we have 135 South Elm detached garage. And I think the question was, what has changed on this? And we were guessing standing seam roof and the elimination of a man door.
Well, the man door is going to be cut in. They just haven't cut that in yet.
Okay,
And that man door, here's a picture of the actual garage,
yeah.
but it will be the same height of the garage door.
Uh-huh,
And on these prints that we got back that were approved, I mean, our ultimate goal is to just kind of leave it like this. And on the submitted plans, it had, like, Tough Shed doesn't really vary their plans much or have many options for what they put on here.
mm-hmm,
So they had to put a shingle roof, but on the paperwork that we got back that was submitted, the description of what was actually going to be installed said light stone metal roof. And this actually went through the ARB with that description on there. So even though it doesn't match the drawing, the description of what was,
Is the roofing the same as the roofing that's going to be on the house?
yes,
Okay.
and the existing, she got a really good picture of it. Let's see here. And this is a really light roof right now, but it weathers in. So, okay, so this is the existing house right here, that same metal roof with some age on it.
mm-hmm.
And so eventually this is gonna, weather and get darker.
What is the material? Is it aluminum, galvanized?
I believe it's
painted?
galvanized.
It's
Galvanized metal.
galvanized?
Galvanized metal. And I think the two issues we were dealing with was the roofing material and the height of the windows. But on the height of the windows, this is again a Tough Shed drawing, but if you draw your line across the top of the door and the top of the windows are actually higher on the drawing that came through. So it's not all uniform.
Mhm.
I think what happened is in real life here, when they put that in, they put an extra trim board on the top, which really kind of made the windows appear like they were sucked up against the freeze board, if you will.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, I'm going to go back to your roofing material. It's unfinished galvanized metal.
No, it's finished. It's got a coating on it.
It's
Like-
just light colored.
It's just light colored.
Okay.
Right.
It kind of changes with, sometimes
Yes.
it looks gray, sometimes it looks lighter.
Right,
But it does weather.
right.
That's what I'm wondering. So
The sheen comes off and it's, because I think
I'm sorry, but what is the finish?
it's silver.
No, is
Yeah.
it elastomeric finish, a paint finish?
It's
What is
probably
the finish?
elastomeric cut type finish. It's what a standing seam roof would be. If it's not copper, it's galvanized.
Right.
Metal with an elastomeric finish.
I believe so. I mean, we'd have,
I mean-
I don't know what the actual,
I've done galvanized roofs with no finish. They're just galvanized, right?
Yeah.
But they also have galvalume,
Right.
which is a
galvanized,
coating.
I think is the term they said.
That's what it is.
Okay.
I'm just wondering.
more-
I just want to make sure I know what
Yeah. it's
Right,
we're
okay,
getting.
yeah, so that's what I understood.
It's galvalume style.
That's what I was getting.
Okay.
To your point.
Yeah.
But it's the same as the material that's going on the house.
Yes, correct.
It's a
just
galvan.
the material on the house
Yeah.
is older,
It's
it's,
dirty. You
Yeah.
can kind of see the metal roof right here.
Yeah,
and I think they thought it was, when the inspector came out, I think they thought it was gray,
yeah,
but it's just a weathered galvanized.
Yeah.
Okay.
sure, okay.
Just checking on that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to enter. I just
Make
want to make
sure.
sure I understood what you had. You can
Yeah.
go ahead. Sorry about that.
And so the issues were when the inspector came out, he goes, well, look at this plan that's a metal roof out of shingle.
Right.
Right.
Back to ARB, and he's looking at the plan, he goes, but it looks like, the windows are a lot taller and there's no man door on here. Well, the man
Okay.
door's gonna go in. And on the drawing, the windows are a little bit taller, and I think what the effect of the trim going on the top of the window really kind of pulled them up visually. I think the ultimate goal is to kind of just get this done as was built and not have to have go through the process of getting the tough shed company back to try to make any adjustments. So
Right.
we're just kind of trying to explain, what the situation is with what got built versus this roof. And yes, there is going to be a man door, and it will be the same elevation as the garage door. It's just not cut out because they just build that stuff in that, those prefabricated panels. The
Yeah.
header and all the framing is in there. We just got to cut it out.
Okay, and it's my understanding from the email that we received that we're only reviewing the roof material and that the city is working with the homeowners and the contractor on the window situation. I just wanted to verify that I'm understanding correctly exactly what we're considering.
That's what I understood too.
Okay, thank you. I don't personally have any problems with standing seam roof myself. And approving that.
It's fine. I mean, I actually drove by there and I saw that the weathered existing roof and I think, if this weathers similarly, it'll look just fine. So, yeah.
Right. And I did call the company just to see if there's anything I could do. And they said, there's a little bit of a oil on it that helps protect it during that I can wash that off with Dawn or something, just to kind of, get some of that initial newness off of it,
Yeah, during the manufacturing process, there's a sort of slickness to it.
Mhm.
Could go away. And I know that, some of the neighbors were concerned about a glare or something coming off of it, but it is a relatively shallow pitch also. And that, that's going to be a pretty short window of time when that light is going to pass through a window.
What's,
But I do think that once this thing weathers in a little bit, it's really going to dull that finish
sure.
like the existing.
Yeah, what's interesting is this board actually doesn't usually make comments about color of material. So when we reviewed this the first time, if it would have said standing seam, I would have approved it. I'm not sure if everyone else would have or not, but the fact that it's silver or black or blue doesn't make any difference. This board doesn't have, we typically don't make comments about color
Sure.
anyway. So the idea that, it's reflective is a side note. I don't know if any other board members want to add to that, because that's typically how this board acts. It doesn't matter if it's roofing material or siding. We don't make comments on color.
We call ourselves colorblind and we don't look at material boards or anything,
Right.
samples that you guys bring in or anything like that. So we're looking at the form and character of the construction.
Yeah, so, do board members have any additional comments on the standing seam? So, okay, is there anyone here in the room tonight that wants to speak? And if so, I think what we'd ask is for the homeowner and contractor to sit down and for whoever wants to speak to come up to the microphone. Thank you. Good evening.
Hi, I'm Dan Sprick. I live at 16 Elm Place. Actually, the back of the garage backs up to my backyard.
Okay.
And since you were just saying that about, our problem isn't with the standing seam roof. It's just that it's now become the focal point of our neighborhood. It is actually a bit of an eyesore. And for us in particular, the reflection off that shines right into our family room. We sit and watch TV. I've brought some pictures to show what we're looking at.
Yeah.
I don't think we should be inconvenienced
Okay.
because, and also that screen porch roof that patined. I'd like them to tell us how old that roof is. I'd guess it's at least 20 years old to get to that point.
Okay.
Can I show you the pictures?
Does anyone want to see the pictures? I'm not sure personally, I can imagine what that looks like. But do any other board members want to see pictures?
You're on the back side, so you're seeing the gable end, right?
We're the only ones seeing,
Yeah.
we're seeing the back gable of the roof, which already, the foundation sits 3 feet above the ground.
Mhm.
The property sits 4 feet higher than ours, so we've got a mansion in our backyard.
Yeah,
So in addition to looking at that every day, we have the shine just coming in through our windows. Are we supposed to change our lifestyle
right,
because they put a silver roof that may patina in 20 years?
right.
And this is, shouldn't there be some consideration for how it affects neighbors or the neighborhood?
Right. Understand. It's not the first time I've heard about metal reflections in our profession, so. And how it affects the neighbor, so. Any other comments?
No, I would just like a comment on,
Right,
after us having that there for 18 years, that's just gonna change the way we view our lifestyle.
sure. Right, okay. Yeah, I think one of the things I said, when the homeowner and the contractor were up, is actually this board doesn't make, comments on material color, so on a noted drawing, whether it says asphalt shingle or standing seam, the color range is not something that we vote on in either case. So in some ways, I sort of feel like the question of silver versus not is sort of beyond this board.
What about the question of it matching the existing? Because if you
Right.
clearly look at the existing and look at the new, there is a discernible difference between the two, so it does not match. the
Sure,
existing.
so with, my understanding is if the standing seam was chosen to match the old roof and in time, with the hopes of it patina, that would be common, right? But it does take time. I don't know that I could make a comment specifically personally. Maybe other board members have a different idea and I'll let them speak, but for myself, I don't know that would have come into question during the initial review had it said shingles or standing seam. Tracy or Carol, do you want to add anything or
Yeah, as
Angela?
far as matching the existing color, we would not have ever had that conversation. It would have just been, okay, yes, you're trying to match the existing and we would encourage that it's of similar material. So.
Mhm. All
I
right.
understand. I would like to say one thing. I do understand your issue.
Mhm.
I think we all do. We understand how difficult it is. We all live here in Webster. And we've probably all had a situation, I know I do, where there's something built that I see every day that I don't care for. So, and recently built. So.
Right, but don't you also want to have, part of your job is to have something that fits in to the neighborhood?
Well, and the problem here is that it does in a way. I understand how it affects you, but because the material does match what's on their house, I'm not sure, we keep kind of getting that it doesn't,
Okay.
it does, it doesn't. I'm not sure if it does or not, but it should. If it was approved as it matches that material, then we aren't in the field. We can't really go say specifically, yes, they match exactly. That is the way it's supposed to be,
But
so.
if it's gonna patine, I would like to have at least someone say, how long is this gonna take? I mean, it may never patine, maybe the material of the roof. I think I'd like to know who the manufacturer is so I can research it myself.
Right.
Usually
find out whether it's-
metal will dull fairly quickly.
Galvalume, if it's galvalume, it just really depends on the atmosphere, atmospheric staining is affected by all
Yeah,
kinds of things. So the rate that it'll patina, but I've personally used that material a lot of times in my career and it does patina in time. But each project's a little unique.
I've taken enough of your time. Thank you very much. Disappointed, I'll say. but
Yeah, and I think I did want to add one comment though to Angela's about, we all live here, so we all get affected. And I could say the same thing, not only on a roof, but if someone next door paints their house bright white, all of a sudden you've got a glare coming in your window. And so that kind of stuff can happen. And again, this board doesn't really, we would have not commented then, and we still don't comment today on the color of any material. And
they
it's,
could put any color roof on they want.
Yeah.
yeah, yes,
Purple or orange.
right. I'm just letting you know that is one of the,
It's a rule, isn't it?
that
I
is a
don't think we
rule for this
can
board.
comment.
We do not look at, we look at material. Yeah. Okay, next, thanks for your comments is, who's,
Mine's very brief. I am Dan Sprick's neighbor, Jim Ratterman, on the other side. And this garage is, to me, overwhelming next, and it's very close to Dan and Ellen's property. And then that roof, so what I want to do is to endorse Dan's comments, because I'm a little bit further away, but the light from that roof, I see it too, and it's glaring. So I do think Dan has a very good point. So,
yeah. Okay.
And what was your address?
18 Elm Place.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Thank
Yep,
you.
you're welcome.
My name is John First. I live at 21 Elm Place. I'm across the street. I can't really see their garage from my house, but I walked my dog, and the day they put the roof on, I was dazzled. I was blinded. I was really blinded. And I laughed and said, wow, I don't think I've ever seen anything so bright on a roof in my life. And then I talked to Ellen, and Dan's wife, and I was excited to learn that the people moving in there were old neighbors coming back to the neighborhood, and I was all excited. And then I was horrified to discover everybody was unhappy with that roof because it was right outside their windows. It was just blinding. And my understanding was that people were trying to work it out, but people were angry because it didn't seem like people were being really forthright about trying to work out the problem. I'm sorry this lands in your lap because I think you're in a trick bag. You can't object to the color of the roof, even if it's as if they've got a 45-degree mirror to the sun. So I won't try to articulate the issue more than Dan did. I want to introduce something that will upset you more. I'd like to know if Webster Groves in any way takes into consideration in projects like this, the lay of the land when they're done, with an eye toward reducing flash flooding problems, because I don't know that anybody does. I don't think you do. I know the historic preservation people don't. Somebody needs to. I think it would be a way to mitigate a lot of problems in a simple way, because it's a time when the earth's being disturbed anyway. So I don't want to muddy this up with a separate issue, but that's what I wanted to say to you. If you've got any suggestions, I'd be grateful.
I've got someone online.
Yeah, we don't really deal with flood mitigation
We
here.
have stormwater control over. Yeah, there is stormwater mitigation.
Addition of water from home
Yeah.
and all the gutters from the garage and runoff from the driveway and mitigate that. This is like one of the bigger ones I've seen.
Yeah, it's huge right here.
So
Yeah.
I think the engineer took all that into account.
Right.
So whatever, well, and plus we mentioned the grading, the setbacks on the garage and the elevation of the garage have already been double checked, already been inspected, already been foundation. But he doesn't take into account, we're not done grading out there either. So.
Right.
He might see this much foundation, when we're done, the grass.
Right.
Is gonna be this much.
Yep.
So this is not a finished product as far as that's.
Right.
So the water will be taken care of, that's a big thing, after every project we do is a program.
Yes, MSD, make sure you take care of it. So, okay, so moving on to, there is someone online.
Yeah, Mike, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay.
And I just want to say, I have a concern, a strong concern that the original three-season porch, that roof was done in the same color. I don't believe that is the case. And John first said it well too. He was dazzled by the brightness of that roof on the garage. I live at number 9 Elm Place, and I am directly north 4 houses from that the north side of that roof, and it looks bright white to me. It doesn't look silver and it doesn't look light stone. It looks bright white, and when the sun hits that and reflects, it comes into my front room, and it comes up to my front bedroom as well. So my house faces that garage. Now it's 4 houses away, but that garage is substantially taller than the garage north of it. And the roof line from my upstairs is completely visible. I would like to say too, I don't know this business about the patina. At some point it will patina. I don't think that's, I don't know how that's going to happen, and I don't know when that's going to happen. That would be something to consider as well.
Okay.
Just
Anything else? That's it on comments?
That's my last.
Okay.
If I just may note that the position of the garage on the lot and its height, those are all things that are governed by planning and zoning issues. And that's all reviewed prior to us taking a project under consideration. And also with regard to the stormwater management, Webster Groves does have stormwater management requirements that projects must meet and are reviewed for. So once again, that's all being handled by the engineering folks.
Prior to when you guys see.
Yeah.
Planning and zoning?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So we've heard from members of the public. So at this point, I have to ask for a motion on 135 South Elm to approve the constructed detached garage with the standing seam roof.
Make a motion to approve 135 South Elm with the revised roof material, metal panel.
Can we include with the understanding that it matches the existing roof, just to make sure that.
With the understanding that the metal roof at the garage will match the existing metal roof on the home.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is there a time frame on that?
Aye.
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 Oppose. Okay, 135 South Elm detached garage is approved. All right, so anyone associated with that project, you're good to go, free to leave. Next, we have 130 West Swan. Is there anyone in the room? Please come up and introduce yourself.
Hey, guys.
Good
I'm
evening.
here for a resubmittal for some elevation changes on the windows.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm taller. I'm here for elevation changes on a few windows on the addition. They were.
That's the 130 West Swan.
Correct.
I'm sorry. Could I ask anyone that wants to talk to please, so we can conduct our meeting, just to step outside? Thank you. Okay, sorry. Go ahead. 130 West Swan.
Yeah, Jim and I a few months ago had decided, I guess obviously we need to run by you guys too, that the windows on the new addition were a little short. They're shorter than the original house, obviously Victorian, so they're a lot taller. And so we wanted to kind of visually tie the new windows into the existing house a little bit better.
Yeah.
And so we made those windows taller. They're not significantly taller, but they're enough to trigger a review. So
Okay.
that's why we're here.
That's it? The windows are taller? Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, I don't think anything was clouded.
Yeah,
we
we
just
weren't
So-
sure what was different.
We were trying to guess and we couldn't see the old, but,
That's that man. He's the one who caught it.
yeah. And
I didn't
so-
even, I forgot about it. I
Yeah.
totally,
No, that's good. I mean, I think in this case, yeah, I reviewed it and I don't have any issues, so.
Yeah, what was pointed out to us was the garage location and the orientation of the side stair as being changed.
that was a previous meeting that you guys approved.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, anything else? Is there anyone in the room that wants to speak on 130 West Swan? Or anyone online? Kelly, do you see anyone with a hand raised, an online hand?
If I have a quick question.
Oh, sure.
About these standing seam roofs. If, are they generally approved? Because Jim and I had also kicked around that idea about doing something like that on this project. And nothing's set in stone. I think it's originally set up as asphalt shingle, architectural. But is that something we should get ahead of? Obviously, if we become serious about doing something like that, obviously, right? Jump in and send a plan over so you can look at it. Would
If you
that
want to
be-
make any changes, yeah.
Yeah, right, right.
Material or, yeah,
Yeah,
anything.
for sure.
Window size.
I think he put, and again, I don't have the plan in front of me, but I think it's all supposed to be architectural shingle. Or
Yeah.
maybe he has a mix of architectural shingle and there's some small dormer roof lines that were possibly going to be standing seam. I just don't remember.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
if it's a change from what was submitted and approved, we
Yeah.
would need
Okay.
to see it, especially because it's in the historic district.
Sure, of
Right.
course.
Yeah.
But does that need to go to Stork first or come back here?
You'd have to talk to the city.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
If we did something like that, since it's a historic home, should we go back to historic first and then come back to ARB? Or do we just come straight to ARB?
Always come here.
Okay,
Always, yeah, anything historic, are you talking about HPC?
yeah,
No, don't have to go to.
okay, great. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Sure.
Yep.
Okay, so then, okay, anything else from the board? No? Okay. A motion, please, on 130 West Swan.
Make a motion to approve 130 West Swan as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye, opposed? All right, you're approved. Good to go. You're welcome. Next, we have 225 Baker. Is there anyone, please come up and introduce yourself. It's been a little while.
My name is Frank Jackson. And I brought a couple things. Can I approach?
Yeah, you have some, yeah, just if you have something to share, just for Kelly.
For them.
And then I got the rear elevation also.
Okay, yeah, that's helpful.
This is what? Oh, okay.
Thank you. Okay. All right, well, comments from board members? Oh, still got more stuff.
Oh, something else. Okay.
That's the front door?
And
That's
this is the front door. It's not like what's drawn.
No,
Okay,
that was the front door that they showed.
gotcha.
So the photograph is the front door, not what's drawn.
That's what they actually chose there. My wife took the picture out of the book.
Yeah, okay.
And then I figured on the The other comment that was on here was a sidewalk. And then I thought what we do if we move this door over to the side, we would just kind of meander that over to the side.
Yeah, right now
Oh.
the site plan doesn't match your.
Right.
Yeah.
Right,
building
okay,
design.
sure.
And another question, it looks like you've got open risers on those front stairs. Your detail shows closed risers, but it looks like it's drawn as open risers on the front steps.
The people that live there, I talked to them today, they're open either way. Either if you guys like them closed or open, we could do either one.
I think it would look much better closed on the front of the house.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
More
yeah,
finished.
closed. Yeah.
Yeah, more finished and a lot easier to maintain in time, right?
Oh, yeah.
And there was some mention made in the contract scope of work about a window from the side that was being relocated on the rear. So since we just got these rear elevations, can you point out which window that is?
Yeah, what they did was, in the original house here, there's a single window in the back. That's a bedroom.
Okay.
Okay,
We're losing the one window on the side and we just made that a twin. I took that over and made it a twin.
Yeah,
okay.
gotcha.
With this addition here. And then we added, what we did is I added the window in the closet, a transom window to break up the siding there.
Uh-huh.
And then they got this little roof going across and I continued that roof across the addition too. You know what I'm saying there?
1, 2, 3. Yeah, I see.
It's like a little shed roof that's on the existing home now. So to keep the same look, I just ran it straight across.
All right.
I'm sorry, you're the
I'm the contractor, Frank.
contractor. And is this for a particular homeowner?
Yeah, Michael Devaney and Tiffany
Oh,
Devaney.
that's fine.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I was just wondering if it's for someone or if it's a, speculation.
They're living there.
Okay. And so you're going to change out all the windows, is that right?
No, no, no.
No, they're existing. Okay, so the style is going to be what it
Exact
is.
same.
Okay.
We're just moving that door from the middle to the front to make that a longer living
Yeah.
room and then just taking that window and moving it over. It's the same windows.
Yeah, okay.
So it looks like, is it true that the windows and elevation are correct, but not necessarily in plan? We don't have a first floor plan, but we've got a floor framing plan that shows 3 windows only on the side. But it looks like we've got windows front and. Do we have it on back?
No, front.
Front side. And then the plan doesn't show the window on the back that we're now seeing on the rear elevation up high in the closet.
We just added that to break up that siding.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm just wondering if there's a general, if we could just say, okay, these elevations are right, the plans are wrong.
The elevations, yeah, the elevations that were just submitted to us tonight, are those the correct window layout?
Okay.
Okay, that's helpful.
Yeah.
Right. then. Yeah, my only comment before was, what's going on in the back, and I was hopeful that you guys would add a window on useful inside and out.
Trying to address those issues.
Yeah, so I think that's nice.
I'm kind of, this proposed rear elevation about what's going on. Here we've got the shed roof and then the gambrel coming down. That just looks like an awkward intersection to me. I'm not-
I actually added that just to carry it on. That's the same theme. I was trying to carry that on. Because it's on the existing house.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Yeah, so
it
you're,
looks like it's drawn wrong, because if you look
Right.
at the right elevation, that,
it looks different than
or the
the rear.
existing, right?
Yeah, it just appears to be a discrepancy there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something's
Something's
misaligned. Something's misaligned because the freeze board location
Yeah.
Yeah.
is in a different place on the proposed right elevation than it is on the proposed rear elevation. is what I'm seeing.
Concept was to try to just carry that straight across though.
Yeah,
I
so,
might have drawn, but I'm just saying that was a concept.
okay. So you actually on the rear elevation shouldn't see, you shouldn't see that shed dormer at all, is what I'm thinking.
The shed at the bottom, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that just,
the first floor shed part.
I think
shouldn't be
that's a
there.
drawing.
That's a drawing, or it looks like something that wasn't edited when the existing was converted to the proposed.
You're exactly right.
Right, because you couldn't construct it the way it's drawn on the proposed rear elevation. It would be, you can't do both.
Right, right. That's-
So that freeze board would carry around and you wouldn't see the shed on the back at all.
You'd get rid of the shed.
Yeah.
So in that case, is there an opportunity for a window on that first floor then?
We could add one. That's a sunroom, basically, breakfast room sunroom.
Yeah.
I got one extra window from upstairs. There was two. I rolled one around.
Yeah.
We could
Yeah.
roll the other one around to there.
Well, that would be nice.
That would look nice. It would
Oh my
help
gosh.
kind of
Is
add
it-
some,
And that would be nice. It is a sunroom, so it'd be fine.
Yeah, sunroom,
More
north
windows.
light.
Definitely want more
There
windows.
was two windows up high and I'm using one in
Yeah.
the bedroom. I'll use one there.
That'd be good.
Yeah, it'd really like a nice room, I think. Okay. Anything else from the board? Because I think we're ready for a motion. With the revised elevations and then the understanding that you're gonna go ahead and add another window on the rear elevation. Okay. With that, do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve. Which one are we on? 225 Baker. With the understanding that, let's see, or with the drawings submitted tonight. The elevation submitted tonight and the front door style that was submitted tonight. And the clarification that the rear elevation will not have the shed at the lower level. And there will be a window will be salvaged from the second floor and will be installed on that lower elevation there in the rear.
could
in the
we
sunroom.
also be sure to add the closed risers on the front stairs?
And
The
that's fine.
stair, and the front stairs will be closed risers. Is that it?
The walk could go to the front door. I don't know if the sidewalk.
Oh, the sidewalk to the front door, sorry. What was that one? I'm gonna,
Just redirect it to the.
oh,
front door.
redirect the sidewalk to the front door. Yeah. Is that- Okay,
Okay,
It's a lot.
yeah. Okay, do I have a second?
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
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 Aye, opposed. All right, 225 Baker, you approved. All right. Next on the list, we have 821 Clark. Is there anyone here for that project tonight?
Thank you.
You're welcome, Frank. Anyone online for 821 Clark? Please raise your online hand.
Quite the mess. I was trying to be tidy.
Anyone online, Kelly? Okay. Hope that works. Let's get.
Have someone online to talk. Can you hear us? It says Law and Shriner LLC.
My name is Carter Law. That's my law firm. It's just our Zoom that I'm using. I'm one of the homeowners. So I don't really know. I've never done this before, so I don't know what exactly to anticipate tonight. It was my understanding that there was some issue. We were having new windows put in. And so it was my understanding that there was some question about the size of the windows meeting the current requirements that the city has for egress, I think, if I'm understanding correctly.
Um,
No.
no, that's
Not
not,
really.
that's not what we're here to talk about, but welcome. Well,
Fair enough.
I think it was just a question of, sometimes with these window replacement projects, it's a little bit difficult to see exactly what's going on. There, depends on how they're submitted. So I think that I had a question, and I know some other members did as well, of, are all the new windows going to, be 1/1? Or are they gonna be, 6/1? You know, with the window style, because it looks like most of the windows are being replaced, but not all of them.
Actually, all of the windows are going to be replaced except for the windows in the kitchen. We redid the kitchen back in 2018 and had new windows put in there, all of which face the gangway and the backyard. And the dining room windows, which face the backyard, we're not going to replace because we have another project that we're going to do, or that we're going to hope to do down the line. The rest of the windows in the house are going to be replaced. So all of the windows on the front, all of the sunroom windows, the upstairs windows, the front door is going to be replaced. And there's a door upstairs off of it's one of the bedrooms. We use it as a workout room now, but there's like a little, it's not a deck, but there's sort of a roof above our sunroom that you can walk out onto. So
Yep.
all of those are going to be replaced. And my understanding was that they were all going to be one-on-one. And I think I don't think the windows in the kitchen, I don't remember. I'm sitting in the sunroom right now at my desk. But so all of the windows that face the street will be the same, if that makes sense.
Sure, so they're all gonna be 1/1.
Yes.
That's correct.
Yes.
Yeah, I was just wondering, and just wanted to have a conversation with you about the decision to go 1/1, because the windows that you have with the divided upper sash, the grills on the upper sash and the open lower sash are really attractive, and they give your house a lot of character. So did you consider replacing those with the same style?
You know, I didn't really, except that I have to confess, I'm not real wedded to one or the other. It just felt like it would be less fussy, I think, to me. Now that, I mean, I have no training in any of this, but just to my eye, it felt like it would be less busy, I guess. It's not a real big house. But that, honest to goodness, that was the only thought process that I had. There wasn't any other input that swayed me one way or the other. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not really sure that my husband is here as well. And I don't really know that we feel all that strongly about it, one way or the other, to tell you the truth.
I just wanted to mention it because we've run across situations sometimes where people were like, oh, well, we like the style of our existing windows, but we really didn't know that there was an option to replace them the same. So we just want to kind of, make sure that we're all on the same page. And if you were interested in perhaps retaining that style, rather than going 1/1, maybe we could even, if everybody is amenable, make a motion that would allow you to either do them 1/1, or if you should choose to retain the same style with your new windows, because I do think those windows are really handsome and contribute to the look of your house, and also your front. Those existing door styles are pretty too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I think the door is going to be almost exact. I think
grid, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to look the same as I recall, but as what we have right now. That is to say, And we did know, in fact, we discussed that with the person who came to talk about the options that we had for the windows. So we did know that the option was to keep the grid above as it is. And we actually even kind of stood in the living room and looked at the other houses in the neighborhood. And it's kind of diverse. There are some that are just one-on-one. There are some that have the grid above. And so we just kind of thought that it would look nice with more of an open. And I can't remember now, to be honest, whether it was more expensive to have the grid. I don't remember that was a consideration, to be frank. But if you want, I mean, if you want to make something that gives us the option and doesn't require us to do that, that would be perfectly fine with us.
Okay, I have another question, and it doesn't necessarily matter how you answer it, but I was just curious why you're replacing the windows.
Oh, because I think they're original. And so they're very old, and we don't even have storm windows or screens for most of them.
So have you considered fixing up your historic old growth wood windows at all? It's, that's something else that a lot of people don't really know, is that you can get your windows fixed up. You'll have windows that will last forever. I'm guessing they've been there nearly 100 years.
Yes, and that is something that we did not know. I'm not familiar with what you're speaking about.
Okay. Well, so the windows that you have, you said they're original. What year was your house built? I'm sorry.
That's all right. I think it was 100. Listen to me. I want to say 1927. I think we're coming up on 100. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So during that time, your windows were built with old growth wood, which is illegal to do today, basically, for the most part.
Okay.
So today you wouldn't get that kind of wood. And old growth wood gets actually more dense as it gets older because of the resins and so forth in it. So you have, during this time period, whatever that would be, 93 years or something like that, the wood of your windows has become very dense. It'll last a very long time. It could last 200 years at least. We know that. And you can make the windows efficient by adding storm windows, or you could add film to them, and you can also get them just completely refinished and have the windows that you have. You'll have smaller frames. When you get the inserts, you said something about being able to see out. Well, you'll have, when you put in the insert, it actually shrinks the size of your window a bit, because you have your existing frame and then you have the frame that you have to add and so forth. And the size of them is typically shrinks it up a little bit. And most likely those windows will need to be replaced in about 20 years. So it's something to think about. So really, historic windows, in particular windows like that, it's more energy, more sustainable to retain those windows and not produce new windows, and do all those kinds of things that you can do with storm windows, redoing your windows and all that sort of stuff. It's more sustainable and keeps the look of your house that's already there. So, when you said that about there's different houses in the neighborhood and so forth, it's kind of what Webster Groves is, a bunch of different houses and a bunch of styles. So just an option. You can do that. It's not difficult. I did it to my whole house, had all the windows redone, new storm windows put in, and it works great. All the windows work and operate. And
that's fascinating. I wonder, is there some way that you can put something about that? And I'm this I don't even know how you would word that, but this is not something that anyone discussed with us. I had no idea that was even.
You probably talked to a window salesperson.
Right.
Yes, indeed, I did. Yes,
No, and
indeed, I did.
you know, their job is to sell you windows, so. they
Right.
actually-
Yes, I understand that part.
Yeah.
And
Quite honestly, not everybody even knows that you can do that to your windows. You know,
Right.
they install weather stripping and so forth, and you end up with a very nice window. And
Yeah.
a way nicer window than you're going to get if you install something like a vinyl window or something like that. So.
Yeah.
yeah, no, I hear all of that, and I'm very much in favor of that, actually, because it's one of the things that I love about Webster Groves. So that, and I just didn't know that. So it would be nice if there were something, if you could say something. I don't even know how you would do that, but if there's something that you can say.
We don't have to approve that.
No, we wouldn't have to approve for you to just keep your windows and restore them. And I'll second what Angela said, because I have a house that was built the same year as yours, and I redid my windows myself. But they just, you know, the house still looks like the original house, and it just has a scale to it that you can't find in new windows now. That those thin wood rails, they just don't. They're a little bit. The proportions are a little bit off. So I would encourage you to look into restoring your windows as well. And or if you did want to replace them personally, and it's really up to you guys, is I think that the 6/1 adds that little bit of detail that makes your house kind of unique. It puts it in a time period that it belongs in, and I think it's just I think it just kind of gives your house a little bit of a spirit that it might lose if those windows were new, or if they lost the grids. And that's, you know, that's my.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I appreciate the opportunity to chat with you guys. It's been really helpful. So. Yeah.
I think we can make a motion both ways, and then Carol, you want to add something?
Yeah,
Please.
just a quick comment. I thank you so much for talking with us and hearing about some of the options you might not have known about. My house was built in 1922, and my windows have been hanging there for 100 years. And, you can have nice storms and even nice screens built for your windows, and you might find that it ends up being competitive with having all new windows as far as price.
Yeah.
I'd really encourage you to check it out, because I think that your home is lovely, and I'd like to see it have you be able to enjoy that character as you move forward in your home.
I appreciate that. I agree with you. I thank you. It's been a pleasure to talk to you guys. So anyway.
All right, well, with that, I think we'll go ahead and make a motion on 821 Clark. Yeah. Yes. Please, someone. Somebody.
I'll make a motion to approve 821 Clark as submitted, with the option to retain the existing grid pattern on the windows.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? All right, you're approved with the option as discussed. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Good night.
Good night.
Next, we have 218 Paris. Are you guys with 218? Okay. Welcome.
All right. I'm the contractor. This is the lovely homeowner. So there was a set of, this got built kind of inadvertently. They were building the dormer from the back and built it through the front because they had seen in one of their earlier drawings of the house that did not get submitted. And so now it's there. The homeowner likes it because it's got more headroom, because it was in a sloping down ceiling on the inside of the house. And so we can't go to this version, the first page, because the inside floor plan doesn't come forward enough to do that. This, from the picture, from the front of this front porch to this dormer is like 45 feet back. And there's a picture with your stuff there. So it got built and then we like, well, this is not supposed to be this way, but they like the headroom in the in the bedroom. And so we thought, well, we'll just submit it and see what they say.
We're kind of tall, my family, so.
Yeah, it just looks like I'm not understanding how it couldn't have been built like the plan. Could you explain that?
Oh, it could have been. It just got built accidentally this way. Because there was another drawing that
And
was
you guys
there.
are okay with
And they
moving the
accidentally were
space?
looking at the wrong drawing, and
Yeah.
they built it out to the current floor level, the
Right.
distance of the second floor toward the street matched where this is. So it got built, and we say, well, it's already there, maybe we'll just see if we get approved, because it increased the headroom within the space of that upstairs.
Yeah,
And I think aesthetically, with the bungalow that we have, it works better with having that dormer on the front there on that new addition.
Because it was a real long running roof that ran right back, and it just, I mean, when you look at the architecture drawings, you don't get depth perception, so. But I do have the picture there, so.
yeah, we have a picture.
And so we could do some really short little windows up there, because of course, where the pitch of the gable comes down is where the ceiling is, so there's not much room between the ceiling and the roof, because we can't push the thing forward anymore, because that's where the floor plan stops.
Right, so, are you guys open to putting windows up there? Because I mean, I think that would be great inside and really help the outside.
I think downstairs the house, we can do that as well.
So the little drawing I had with I just drew a little, she sent me a picture of just a little vent window up there, but we could definitely do a little set of windows below it. That could match the one below the windows in the first floor. It's just that they'd be little short windows.
Yeah.
Maybe a foot and a half tall, maybe.
Yeah, I think the dormer needs windows.
And
I
that's
guess,
fine.
yeah, I think you definitely need some windows. It's kind of what a dormer is for typically or historically. They're have windows in there. So you could do, there's a kind of a lot of different things you could do around Webster. Everybody's got a little dormer on their roof with,
I mean, ideally we'd build it forward, but the floor doesn't go forward.
yeah.
And the floor is built in great big attic trusses, and that's where the attic truss stops, basically.
Yeah.
The interior floor plan.
So,
Yeah, I think, some sort of window at the very least would be good. I think I'd just try to personally, my intuition is to just max out the biggest window you
Yeah.
can put there and still flash it. It's not gonna be that big. It's gonna be a horizontal, window.
could you put two little pairs of like awning windows that look like the ones?
The same, we could
top
do
sash
we
at
could
the
do
bottom?
the 3 light version of both of them. So if you look at the window below it, if we just did
Yeah.
like a version of the top of the lower windows.
Yeah.
Right.
And two.
They
so
could be
that
awning
there's
windows. It would be
a
nice to
little
get the
mullion in
air,
between.
the circulation
Sure.
through there. It's just that it's been kind of
Looks like it was
Yep.
all intended that way.
Yeah,
Right.
it would basically look like this, but without the bottom sash.
it
just
would
like
be a
that.
little bit higher than that, but yes.
Yeah, but just so you know that they would be like pushed together, like to match
Yeah,
the
just like
configuration.
down below.
Yeah,
Right, same spacing between them as the ones below.
and then if you did that, eliminate that vent, so it wouldn't look so crowded.
Yeah.
You've got, there's a little vent drawn
It'd
on.
be nice to do a little window, like a little vault there, but there's no vault on the inside, so that way.
Yeah. Well, I think that it would look best to just do rectangular shaped windows.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is,
I agree.
if you go to
Right.
you do put those windows in there, you would eliminate any kind of.
Yeah, the
vent
vent
up
wouldn't be there. I just,
Yeah, I was just decorative.
she sent me a picture of vent, said, what if we did this? And I just,
Right,
so I was trying to find earlier that I talked to Mara maybe about it. And I said, well, what do you think? A vent or a little window? And there was no comment on her part. So
right.
here we are saying, what do you guys want? And we're okay with that.
Well, I mean, I think if you really like to see a window, that would be our recommendation, I think.
Okay.
Rectilinear with the spacing between them that matches
Yep,
the spacing
just
below
Just what's
and
below
as
it.
wide and as tall as you can fit in there. All right,
Yeah, I apologize. I have a different view. I feel like,
You have a different, yes,
The-
sorry.
No, I
I
just
should
wanted
have,
to-
yeah, I meant to.
I just feel like that dormer as built is just really out of scale with the existing home. And I feel like it would look better without. So I just wanted to
I
voice.
think part of that is the depth. It's so far back that it's hard to. But I mean,
It's not aligned with the windows below it, so it looks like it's off.
I
Those are
think it's
my
just perspective.
thoughts.
They should be lined up. And if they're not, we'll move the first floor windows over to match it, because I think it's just the angle of the view. But on the elevation, they're lined up. They would be lined up, basically.
You know, when I drove by there, my first impression was, wow, that's misaligned. It's.
Well, I'll
Yeah.
check that out.
Yeah,
It
because.
should be lined up.
Yeah, because you know, I found that particularly distracting, the small size and that it doesn't appear to be centered. And I saw that on the photograph. And then when I drove by there, it was like, yeah, that doesn't look centered at all. It looks like it's pushed too far this way.
I think it's because of the size of the overhang. It's a really wide overhang. It's about a 3-foot overhang on the house.
There is a wide overhang. I
Yeah.
agree.
I'm visualizing, I agree, a dormer should have windows, but if those two windows are put in there and they're misaligned with the ones below, I think that
We'll line
that
up.
wouldn't give us a good result.
We can line them up. They're supposed to be lined up according to the drawing, should be lined up. So I'll check that out tomorrow.
Yeah, and so the dormer would need to be lined up, centered on the windows, and then the new windows that were placed in the dormer, they would all need to align, because
that's
if we're gonna be kind of shifting, and I think that would make it,
So you can move the dormer, you're willing to move the dormer if it's not aligned?
We're willing to move the windows down below. The dormer can't be moved because the dormer fits between the two. We got 3 big attic trusses on both sides of the dormer. It
But
fits
you'd
there.
move the windows down below.
It's supposed to be where it is. We must need to move the windows down below, because the windows down below would have lined up with the windows in the original early drawing of the dormer anyway. It's very hard to get perspective on this because it goes up, and then you got the original the porch, and the house in the front goes up and down, and the overhang's so big that in order to even see it, you have to stand to the side and look at it. But we can make it so that the windows on the first floor, we can make it so the windows on the first floor center on the dormer up above, like the drawing would have shown it being in this picture.
yeah, I would be more comfortable with that, just to make it a part of any motion that it be verified that the dormer, the windows below, and the new windows all aligned and are centered on each other. I can't say I'm a real big fan, but you know, that might make it livable.
All right, so that just requires confirmation and some reframing of the lower windows if they need to shift. So if we made that part of the motion, are you guys and the windows being added to the dormer?
We're amicable.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we're asking, because we're gonna make a motion. We just want to make sure we're making it something you would agree to do. We're not gonna say what you're gonna do unless you agree that you would do it. Okay. With that, then, I don't think there's any other comments, right? We're good?
I don't know.
Then I'm gonna ask for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve 218 Portland Terrace with the following clarifications: that the existing dormer will have 2 windows maximized within the existing construction with a grid pattern that matches the upper sash of the existing windows, and that the first floor windows will be adjusted to align vertically with the new windows in the dormer.
Second, sorry.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Opposed?
All right, you are approved as stated. All right, you guys are good to go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good night.
Good night.
We'd like to hang out longer. Can we just hang out?
You can hang out and harass Lara if you want. No. Okay, you guys have a good evening. Welcome, Lara.
I'm Lara Mark. I'm here representing the Parson residents of 829 Colebrook, and I have some updated documents. The department was wonderful and told me some of the questions you had, so I can clarify.
Okay.
Thank you. You guys have had a lot of window discussions today.
Yeah, those can be rough at times. Longer to talk through all the details, so. All right, well, let's start with questions from the board. What's to start? Carol or Tracy?
I think we talked about, there was a comment about trim. Oh, it looks like the new plans. Looks like the window trim, you're gonna try to match the existing 2.5 inches.
Right, I called out that we do the 2.5-inch trim around all the new windows, because I knew that was one of your questions. You want me to just go through what I already changed, because it's gonna answer, I think.
Yeah, maybe that would be better.
Okay, so on the rear elevation, we added a new vinyl gable vent. And the double hung windows are showing the 2.5-inch trim to match. That's the only thing that changed on that page. And on the A3.1, I showed out that we had vented soffits as well. As well as the 2.5-inch trim on all the doors and windows.
Okay.
And you asked which kind of siding. We did decided on a new Dutch lap double 4.5-inch wide vinyl siding and trim. And so that'll be the trim pieces and everything going horizontally, obviously. And I think the other question was about the doors, that they're not just flush. We decided on a 2-panel door style. And I don't have it drawn on the elevation. I apologize because I didn't hear this question before tonight, but I heard you mention the garage door. We're probably going to replace the similar. I think he has a 5 vertical panel with the like 16 panels. I think it'll be 4 panels, so 16-panel garage door on that side.
Okay.
But if there were other questions, please let me know.
And the trim will be on the garage door too? Is that-
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
okay.
And we'll trim around all the, we're
All
taking
the,
off.
all the windows that are in the vinyl.
Everything that's going to be
siding.
on the vinyl will have the trim.
All right. Anything, Carol?
No, that helps clarify things, and I see we've got the skylights are drawn now, that's
That's
good.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I added the skylights. I forgot about those. Got them on the roof plan, but not the elevations.
Yeah. It's always like the ARB is a cute QC for you.
Yeah.
Right.
It's good.
Good.
All right, I don't have any comments. I think it's a nice job of giving as much as you can, match the house, so. With that, I will ask for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve 829 Colebrook based on the elevations submitted this evening, with the understanding that the overhead garage door will be a paneled style, possibly 16 panel, but a paneled style.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? All right, 829 Colebrook's approved.
Thank you.
You're good to go. Meeting is adjourned. Lara, you joined us on one of the biggest nights
Longest,
back in person. And we haven't been here this long in a while, so.
Yeah, I heard that there's gonna be a long agenda, and Maureen for 75 Lockwood was here too, so she's one of my clients.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, yeah, no, it's great. It's great. You get it. The windows.
Yeah, that's, I was thrilled. I'm like, oh, somebody's adding windows.
for a window. Adjourn, yeah, I already said that.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I did. I did the gavel, yeah.
Speaking of windows, did you hear about, you see a new storm?
Yes, that's horrible.
What about?